When I was 25, I could already read medical books, but I was not yet good at treating illness. That autumn, I took a boat to Nanjing to sit for the imperial exam. The summer heat was intense, and the air was thick and humid. I sweated all over, but it was inconvenient to change clothes, so I waited for the sweat to dry naturally. My daily routine was irregular, and I felt unhappy and restless. When I reached Zhenjiang, I fell ill. A doctor prescribed some fresh herbs, like Huò Xiāng and Pèi Lán. I took them for a few days, but my condition worsened. I still had a fever, kept sweating, and felt chills that wouldn't stop. That night, I took a steamboat to Nanjing. During the trip, everything turned dark before my eyes. I was dizzy and nearly fainted. When I arrived in Nanjing, I found blood in my urine each time I went to the toilet. The color was deep red, and I also suffered from a severe headache. It was the 5th day of the 8th lunar month, only 3 days before the exam. Luckily, Dr. Chen Bao had already arrived in Nanjing. He checked my pulse, went out to buy the medicines himself, and even brought back 3 large bottles of lotus leaf dew and more than 10 fresh pears. He told me to drink the lotus leaf dew first. After drinking, my mouth was no longer dry. Later, when I felt thirsty again, he asked me to eat pears. I didn't even bother to peel them. I just removed the cores and ate more than 10. When the medicine was ready, I drank a large bowl. My mind became clear, and I felt very tired, so I fell asleep. When I woke, the headache was gone, but I had not yet started sweating. I took a second dose, which was stronger than the first. After drinking, I slept again. When I woke the second time, I began to sweat, first lightly, then heavily. My underwear, jacket, and even the bedding were soaked through. I quickly changed clothes, then lay down again. At that moment, my whole body felt light and free of illness. I was hungry and wanted hot porridge. The servant told me it was already prepared, as Dr. Chen had instructed. I drank 1 small bowl, which tasted wonderfully sweet. After a short rest, I drank more, altogether 2 large bowls through the night. By the 7th day of the 8th month, I was well enough to take the exam. It lasted 9 days, yet I remained full of energy, without any sign of fatigue. I marveled at Dr. Chen's remarkable skill, and asked what medicines he had used. He smiled and said, "Just Guì Zhī and Shí Gāo." I crushed them together and boiled them into soup. Mr. Zhang Zhuaijing later commented, "The headache and chills showed that the illness had affected the skin and the body's outer surface, which required treatment that makes the body sweat. But the blood in the urine meant that body fluids were already lost. Forcing more sweating would make the loss worse. Dr. Chen first gave him lotus leaf dew and fresh pears to restore fluids so that sweating would not harm the body. Then he used Shí Gāo to remove the excess internal heat, and Guì Zhī to dispel wind and cold from the skin, treating both the inside and the outside together. When the patient woke and wanted porridge, that was the body's natural sign that fluids in the stomach had been depleted. Mr. Zhang Zhuaijing also said, "The condition described here is similar to that treated by the formula Bai Hu Jia Gwen Ji Tung. It often happens in summer. The day is hot, and the stomach and intestines become overheated. At night, the air turns cool, and if one sleeps in the breeze, the skin and blood vessels can be struck by the cold wind. Then both the inner organs and the outer skin become sick together. Some may ask, Shí Gāo is a cooling medicine, while Guì Zhī is warming. How can cold and warm medicines be used together and still work? The answer is that the human body is subtle and intelligent. When illness occurs, each part of the body chooses what it needs. In this case, the stomach takes in the cooling effect of Shí Gāo to clear heat, while the skin and blood vessels take the warming power of Guì Zhī to drive away wind and cold. Note: 1. Bai Hu Jia Gui Ji Tang is a classical Chinese herbal formula used to clear internal heat and relieve restlessness. 2. In this translation, all traditional formula names, herbs, and Chinese medical terms are kept in pinyin, with tone marks, to avoid misunderstanding. Reflection 1. The case mentions, "At that moment, I felt my whole body lighten, as if all my ailments were gone. My stomach was hungry, and I wanted some hot porridge. The servant told me it was already prepared, as Dr. Chen had arranged. Why did the patient no longer want to eat fresh pears? Why had the doctor already prepared hot porridge in advance? What is the underlying reason for this?